I'm Evan. This is the local artistry show, and I'm here with Joe Hrehocik of Makeshift Urn. So your band has been described as sludge metal, doom metal, post metal. How would you personally describe it?
That's a good question. Definitely post metal. We tend to cross genres and barriers and stuff like that. So anything that falls under that umbrella, I think typically gets classified as post metal. So I would definitely go with that. You know, parts of sludge and doom and stuff like that. Slower parts, we tend to speed it up sometimes. So yeah, I would say post metal.
How did the band come about? What are the origins of that?
I've been playing music a long time. So has my brother, who is also in the band. So we started playing instruments seriously like in our teenage years. So in the early 2000s, he plays guitar. Back then I was taking bass lessons, so have since moved on to drums, but I still dabble with bass. We were in bands, you know, throughout high school and then after high school, and we both like metal, obviously, kind of cut our teeth on it playing back then. We just kind of wanted to go in that direction, the post-metal direction with it, and we were playing with a longtime friend of ours, Chris Gerber. That was like the original lineup of this band. We have a new bass player now, Derek. It's just been my brother and I basically for all these years, and this is the newest inception of what we decided to do musically.
I wanted to clarify what your role is in the band.
I play drums live. I do write a lot of the music too. I like to say I kind of write like the skeletons of the songs. We get the rest of the guys together and build it up from what I've laid down. We do have some songs that we've written as a full band, but a lot of them, like 95% of the music to this point, I've written all of it. So,
as a writer, you like to shift the listener's emotions several times
yes,
throughout a song.
Yeah.
How do you go about doing that?
Oh man, like key changes or you know, drastic shifts in the pace of the song, tempo. You know, you can slow things down or speed things up, and trying to speak through music. I like storytelling in music. But in the style of music we play, you can't really tell it. You can tell a story, but it's mostly like the stuff we do is mostly screaming, shouting, and so I try to really convey a story or a feeling through the notes, through the song.
You're in the local Pittsburgh metal scene, right?
Yeah.
What did it take for you to get there? Like, what did you have to navigate?
It's tough. I'm still navigating it. We came into it a little late. I mean, I was 30 years old when we recorded our first EP. I was working on, you know, just making connections and trying to get shows and get our material out there. And I was lucky enough to meet some people. Descendants of Crom, it's great. Most of the people I've met in the scene are really warm and inviting people and easy to work with. It's a good place to be.
No Place for Good People. It's the third track on the
EP. Yeah.
Towards the end, there's a melodic vocal section. Can we expect more of that?
Yes, I do want to do more stuff like that. That's a great question. I have some ideas for that. That's actually my voice, because I had that melody for a long time. The singer at the time, Chris, I think he wasn't comfortable doing it or something, so I just did the drum tracks. We went back into the studio for the vocal parts, and I cut that part.
Speaking of Chris, he does the main vocals, right?
He used to, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Derek, the bass player, current bass player, is bass and vocals now.
Oh, all right. Who did most of the vocals for the EP?
That was all Chris.
Okay.
Except for that part I just talked about.
His vocals are not what I'm used to hearing in like doom metal and whatnot, because they're not like monstrous. They sound human.
Right.
So I guess I'm curious, like, was that just how he went about it?
Yeah, I think he just felt comfortable doing it. He did what came naturally to him. It's kind of like a shout, I guess I would call it. Derek, his vocals seem to be coming out out lower. It is going to change our sound a little bit, I guess.
Are there any future plans or ideas you
Uh,
want to?
We're really focused on getting this album mixed right now. My brother's actually mixing it. We do have a couple newer songs. We were thinking of maybe doing not so much an EP, but releasing like singles. It seems like a lot of artists just release singles now. Like a full album is kind of like, seems like it's becoming a thing of the past. But we're from a generation that maybe listened to full albums. So I still like the idea of a full album, and we're going to release it eventually. But we do have new music in the works, and we were thinking of just putting out some singles for fun.
That makes me curious. How do you balance, doing what you want to do versus what will actually make you successful?
It's tough. Unfortunately, I have a family, and not unfortunate. I'm not unfortunate that I have a family. Maybe you can edit that out. No, I don't have the time that I would like to devote to playing music and balancing the band stuff. It's just not possible all the time. So we just do what we can. I mean, we try to accept every show offer that comes our way. That unfortunately isn't always the case. We can't take everything, but we try to get our name out there as much as possible. I've made some good connections east of the city, which is where I'm from Irwin, which is close to Greensburg, and I've connected with some really cool people that way. So we were doing shows out there. We did one last February, and then they invited us back to do an awesome metal fest over the summer. It's called Green Beacon. I don't know if you've heard of it, but yeah, it's in Greensburg. Yeah, that's about it.
Do you know where you want to take the band's style in the future, or do you have any ideas for that, or are you just focused on getting the full length out?
Whatever happens, happens. I mean, a lot of the newer stuff we were writing together was coming out like really almost prog rock. So who knows? The band may kind of evolve in that direction naturally in the future. We don't write on a whiteboard this is what we're gonna do. It's just get together and have fun and let it happen. So the song we were talking about earlier, the ending of No Place for Good People, there is the more melodic vocal over a fairly simple chord progression in B. So the guitar is doing that. While the guitar is doing that, the bass, it goes like this.